Hi, this is Cathy from Texas, and this week on Out Late But Great, Michelle asked if we would discuss our experiences with taking our partner home for the holidays. I would like to first of all give you a little bit of background about me. I was married to my wife for 25 years before I transitioned, and we are still married. When I transitioned, my brother and my wife's brother and sister both informed me that I was no longer welcome in their home until I transitioned back to being a man. And that certainly is not a possibility for us transgender people. When I transitioned in the summer, by the time Christmas came around, there was a great deal of tension in our family. And I was very nervous and very upset as to what would happen if we went and visited my brother, her brother and sister, and tried to get into their home. My wife said, "Well, I have an idea, honey." She said, "Why don't we do like we did when we were first married, pack up our things and go to Utah for Christmas. We have a house that's there. We can go and spend the time in that house and just enjoy some good family time with our daughter there in Utah." I said, "That sounds great, honey." So when my wife was done teaching school and my daughter was out of school, we loaded up the vehicle and we headed to Utah. On the way, we stopped at Paladaro Canyon and spent some time enjoying the beautiful scenery of the Grand Canyon of Texas. We then went on to the Grand Canyon in Arizona, and we spent some time watching sunrises and sunset, enjoying the Christmas tree in the El Travar Lodge, and having dinner in the Bright Angel Lodge, and just enjoying time together. We then went on to Utah, decorated our house that we have there for Christmas. During the Christmas vacation, we went up to Salt Lake and visited and saw the Christmas lights on Temple Square. I may be prejudiced, but I think they're some of the most beautiful Christmas lights in the world, and I enjoy going there at Christmas and walking around and then taking and having dinner with my wife at a nice restaurant there in town. We then went back and spent some more time at our Utah home, and on the way back stopped at Arches and Canyonlands and headed back to Texas. That was a very relaxing, very family-filling building period of time with my wife and my daughter, and we had no contention. In examining the thing in retrospect, my wife said that was the best decision we'd ever made. Our rule that evolved out of that was that if there is anybody who is opposed to me being a woman or opposed to my transition, we will not visit them and we will not force ourselves upon them. That has led us for the last few years of going to Utah and spending the time there in Utah. My brother and my wife's brother and sister, neither one have softened toward us, and so we are not welcome there. Spending the time with our family with my wife and my daughter, going skiing, going tubing, going and seeing the lights on Temple Square has become basically a family tradition for us. And we have found that our rule of inviting people who are against my transition and oppose transgender people in general, we do not invite them to either Thanksgiving or to our home at Christmas. And I have just had to learn to live with not being accepted by my family at Christmas time, which has been a very difficult and a hard thing to do, to go to the area where they are and not see them. That is much different than the experience of the other collaborators on Out Late But Great, in that their families have been very accepting and they have got everybody to march the same drummer. In the case of my family and my wife's family, they, because of their strong religious beliefs, do not believe that they want any of their family members associating with us. And so my wife and I have said, we're going to make the best of it. We're going to enjoy Christmas as a family. When it comes to Thanksgiving, we invite some of our friends that have known me for a few years, known me before transition and after transition, and are all right with it. And we have a very good time. They have almost become more like family than my brother and my wife's brother and sister that are our real family. Well, those are my comments. My comment to you is that I would not ruin my holidays by going and visiting family members or being with family members who oppose you being part of the LGBT community like I am. Thank you for letting me post my view of taking my family home for Christmas on this great channel, Out Late But Great. Have a good day. Bye.